You ever wonder why broke people are always the ones telling you what to buy? They say things like, "Bro, you gotta get that new iPhone, it's an investment." Yeah, an investment in Apple's stock price, not yours. So here's the truth nobody tells you. Wealthy people don't buy things, they buy assets. And not just any assets. They buy the kind of assets you literally never sell. So in today's video, I'm about to show you 9 assets you should buy and never sell. These are the kind that build generational wealth quietly, steadily, and relentlessly, while everyone else keeps trading their way to broke. Because that's how rich people win this game. They play infinite Monopoly while everyone else is flipping properties to pay rent. Let's start with the first one, because this one's not just powerful, it's literally your greatest money multiplier. Asset number 1, your skills. The only asset that prints money on command. All right, let's face it. You can lose your job, your house, your car, or your crypto wallet full of meme coins, but if you've got valuable skills, you're still dangerous. Skills are the one asset that can't be taken away. They don't crash like the stock market or depend on interest rates. They compound every time you use them. Rich people don't think in dollars. They think in skills per hour, because skills convert time into income. Think of it this way. A person who knows how to build a website, run ads, edit videos, or negotiate. They don't wait for opportunity. They create it. You could strip Jeff Bezos of everything tomorrow, drop him in a random city, and within 5 years, he'd be rich again. Why? Because his skills are assets. The poor chase jobs. The rich build toolboxes. So before you chase stocks or real estate, invest in you. Because your skills are the foundation of every other asset on this list. Now you might be thinking, cool, so I'll just master skills and chill, right? Not quite, because the next asset makes sure your skills actually scale and start building wealth even while you sleep. Asset number 2, a personal brand. The modern-day gold mine. In 2025, attention is currency. If people know your name, you're already rich, or at least one viral clip away from it. Here's the thing, most people work for money, but the smart ones, they make attention work for them. A personal brand is like digital real estate. Once you build it, it keeps paying rent. In followers, partnerships, and sales forever. Think about it. Would you rather make $20 an hour or build something that prints opportunities while you're asleep? Your brand is your 24/7 salesperson that never calls in sick, never needs coffee, and never asks for a raise. And no, you don't need 1 million followers. You just need credibility. People who trust what you say. If you're good at finance, teach it. If you love fitness, share it. If you can make boring topics sound fun, congratulations, you've just created value. When you own attention, you own leverage. And leverage, my friend, is how you make rich people nervous. But attention alone won't make you wealthy. It'll just make you visible. You know what makes you untouchable? Owning assets that work harder than you ever could. And that starts with the next one, the OG wealth magnet. Asset number 3, real estate, the silent millionaire maker. Real estate isn't sexy anymore. There's no crypto hype, no to-the-moon memes, just quiet, boring wealth. And that's exactly why the rich love it. Because while everyone else is gambling on Dogecoin, the wealthy are collecting rent from 12 tenants who just want a roof over their heads. Here's the truth. People always need somewhere to live, but they don't always need the latest token. Owning property isn't just about passive income. It's about equity, tax advantages, and control. You can borrow against it, cash flow it, or pass it to your kids, and it still keeps paying you every month. Real estate is like the slow cooker of wealth. You put your money in, forget about it, and 10 years later, it's feeding your entire family. Now, is it risky? Sure. If you buy dumb properties, over-leverage yourself, or think Zillow is your financial advisor. But done right, real estate builds legacy-level wealth. The rich don't brag about it because they're too busy collecting rent checks. And I have to pause real quick and just say this. If you're serious about building true generational wealth, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our financial freedom playlist. The Stealth Wealth channel's mission is to give you the financial life you deserve, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for all of our new videos. But anyway, now I know you might be asking, what if you don't have the cash for real estate? Well, I got some good news. This next asset lets you own tiny pieces of the biggest companies on earth, even if you're broke. Asset number 4, stocks and index funds. The lazy person's money machine. Let's get one thing straight. You don't need to day trade to get rich. You just need to own businesses that never stop making money. Every time someone buys an iPhone, orders a Big Mac, or wastes 5 hours scrolling Netflix, guess what? Shareholders get paid. That's what the stock market really is. A way for you to get rich off everyone else's bad habits. You can own tiny pieces of Apple, Coca-Cola, or Google without ever showing up to a board meeting or wearing a tie. And if you buy index funds like the S&P 500, you basically own America's top companies on autopilot. That's why the rich love index funds. They're boring, predictable, and almost impossible to kill. It's like investing in the entire economy and saying, yeah, I'll bet on human progress. But here's the catch. Don't trade them. Don't panic sell when the market drops. Because every time you sell from fear, a wealthy person quietly says, thanks for the discount. Think of stocks like a tree. You don't dig it up to see if it's growing. You water it and wait. Over time, dividends become your fruit. But what if the market tanks and you lose half your portfolio? Relax, because the next asset is so liquid, so flexible, and so underrated that it can bail you out in any crisis without selling a single share. Asset number 5, cash reserves. The power of staying unshaken. Let's be real, everyone hates holding cash because they think it's dead money. But you know what's worse than dead money? Desperate money. Cash isn't an investment. It's insurance against stupidity. It keeps you from selling good assets at the worst time or borrowing like a madman when life slaps you. When the economy crashes, the broke panic. The rich, they go shopping. Because liquidity equals leverage. When everyone else is crying on CNBC, you're quietly buying assets at half price. Cash is your peace of mind fund. It's not sexy, it doesn't go viral, but it's what keeps you in the game. And the rule is simple. If you can't sleep at night, you don't have enough cash. But here's the problem with cash. Inflation punches it in the face every year. So while it's a safety net, it's not a growth engine. The next asset is what keeps your wealth growing quietly in the background. And it's something the IRS basically pays you to own. Asset number 6, a business or side business. Your personal money printing press. Listen, if you only have one source of income, you're one bad boss away from being broke. Owning a business, even a tiny one, is how you break out of that trap. A business turns your skills into systems and your time into leverage. It lets you multiply your income without multiplying your hours. You could start a YouTube channel, an online course, a print-on-demand store, or a consulting gig. The vehicle doesn't matter. What matters is ownership. Because when you own a business, you own the cash flow, the brand, the tax benefits, and the freedom to say nah to anything you don't want to do. And speaking of tax benefits, let's get real. The tax code isn't written for employees. It's written for entrepreneurs. Employees get taxed first, then spend what's left. Business owners spend first, then get taxed on what's left. See the difference? It's not a loophole. It's a wealth portal. So the next time you're tempted to buy another designer bag or $900 PS5, start a business instead. Because businesses create cash flow, and cash flow creates options. But not all assets are tangible. Some don't exist in the physical world at all. And yet, they can build you an empire while you're sleeping. And the next one? It's so quiet, most people don't even realize they're stepping over it every day. Asset number 7, intellectual property. The asset that works while you sleep. You ever notice how the richest people make money once and get paid forever? That's not luck. That's intellectual property. Songs, books, videos, apps, courses, even memes. IP is the asset that never clocks out. Taylor Swift re-recorded her albums and instantly became a billionaire. J.K. Rowling hasn't written a new Harry Potter in years, but her royalty checks still hit like clockwork. Even YouTubers are turning videos into digital vending machines. The poor trade time for money. The rich trade ideas for royalties. When you create something people want, knowledge, art, systems, software, it becomes a digital asset that keeps paying you long after you've stopped touching it. And here's the kicker. IP scales with the internet. You don't need permission, a label, or an investor. Just creativity and consistency. So if you've got a skill, a story, or a system that works, package it, protect it, and publish it. That's how you turn "I made this once" into "I'm still getting paid for it years later." But even if you've got cash flow, royalties, and investments, there's one asset that multiplies them all without costing a single dollar. And it's the one thing almost nobody talks about because it's invisible until you lose it. Asset number 8, your health, the compound interest of life. You can have all the assets in the world, but if you're too tired, too stressed, or too sick to enjoy them, congrats, you've just built a golden cage. Your body is your first business, and if you neglect it, everything else eventually collapses. The truth? Energy is the real currency of wealth. You think Warren Buffett is worth $100 billion because of luck? Nah, he's just healthy enough to let compound interest do its thing for 70 years straight. Wealthy people treat their body like a sports car. They fuel it, maintain it, and drive it for the long game. Broke people? They treat it like a rental car on spring break. Investing in your health, gym, sleep, hydration, walking, meditation, it's not self-care, it's asset maintenance. Because money is useless if you don't have the energy to spend it. And now we've reached the final asset, the one that turns every other investment into a legacy. It's not something you can buy, but it's the only thing that guarantees your wealth outlives you. Asset number 9, time, the ultimate non-renewable resource. Time is the rarest currency and the only one you can't earn back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose a house and rebuild it. But lose 10 years chasing the wrong goals, that's gone forever. That's why the wealthy obsess over leverage. Not to look busy, but to buy back time. Every dollar they earn buys them more freedom to do what actually matters. Thinking, creating, living. And that's the real reason you buy assets you never sell. Because each one buys back a piece of your time, until eventually you don't work for money. Money works for you. The poor ask, how much does it cost? The rich ask, how much time does it buy me? When you shift your thinking from dollars to time, that's when you unlock true wealth. Because freedom isn't Ferraris or mansions. It's waking up when you want, doing what you want, with who you want. So let's tie it all together. Because if you actually understand this next part, you'll never look at money the same way again. The 9 assets that build unstoppable wealth. 1. Your skills. The foundation of all wealth. The more you know, the more you can earn. 2. Your personal brand. Attention is leverage, credibility is currency. 3. Real estate, the slow, steady millionaire maker. 4. Stocks and index funds, your lazy money machine that quietly compounds. 5. Cash reserves, your safety net during chaos. 6. A business, your personal money printer with tax advantages. 7. Intellectual property, get paid forever for what you create once. 8. Your health, the compound interest of life itself. 9. Your time, the only truly finite resource. These aren't get-rich-quick tricks. They're stay-rich forever plays. The goal isn't to own everything. It's to own the things that keep working even when you don't. So here's the savage truth. At the end of the day, wealth isn't about having more stuff. It's about having assets that outlive your effort. While everyone else is trading hours for paychecks, chasing trends, and flexing liabilities, you'll be stacking assets that quietly make you rich while you live life on your own terms. Buy them once, keep them forever, and let time do the heavy lifting, because the people who never sell aren't just patient. They're the ones who understand that true wealth doesn't scream. It whispers. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below and type "never sell" to lock it into your mindset. And if you made it this far, you're already thinking differently than 99% of people. But owning assets is only half the game. There are actually 10 killers of wealth that you must avoid at all costs if you truly want to become rich. So in the next video, we'll break down the top 10 wealth killers everyone must avoid. It's going to make you question everything you've been told about money. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.